Now, if you get acid reflux, then this is the video for you. I'm going to teach you some scientifically proven ways to help get rid of acid reflux. Okay, so first let's begin with what is acid reflux and heartburn. You really need to understand what it is, so then you can understand how the tips are going to help. So, I've got a great idea, let's make it happen. Okay, so here's my masterpiece. This is your food pipe. So imagine it going like this. Food goes in, down your food pipe. This is what we call your lower sphincter. So the black tape is your lower sphincter and the balloon is your stomach. Now this lower sphincter is magical because what it is it's a one-way valve. So food and fluids can only go down into your stomach, not upwards. Now sometimes the lower sphincter doesn't close tight enough. This means as your stomach's moving around and churning around, the acid can then move up the esophagus or the food pipe, whatever you want to call it. So this acid can basically lead to acid reflux, and a more chronic version of it is gastro-oesophageal reflux disease, commonly known as GORD. So it's basically this acid going up the food pipe that's causing that classic symptom which we all know so well, called heartburn. So heartburn is a symptom of acid reflux or GORD. So now that we know the cause, when you think about it, there's an easy fix here. If there was a way of strengthening your lower sphincter and stopping it from going up, basically the acid, then we could fix a lot of these problems that acid reflux causes. I like your thinking. Now let's learn how we do it. Okay, so moving on to tip number 1, caffeine, drinking alcohol and smoking. All of these make the lower sphincter not work properly, so it's not getting as tight and it's not preventing the acid from coming up. So here's your first solution. If you do smoke, if you do drink more than 14 units of alcohol per week, if you do drink more than 3 to 4 cups of coffee every single day, you need to stop or cut down. Now I know I'm being really blunt about it, but what it's gonna do is it's gonna help tighten that sphincter and it's gonna stop the acid from going up and causing heartburn and all those symptoms that you're getting, okay? Okay, so moving on to tip number 2. If you're someone whose acid reflux gets worse when you lay down, basically this is happening. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use gravity to help get the acid down into the stomach where it should be. Simple but effective trick. So here's what you need to do for tip number 2. Raise the top of your bed by about 10 to 20 centimeters, okay? This isn't 10 to 20 centimeters, but you get the point. Either put 2 things underneath the legs of your bed on one end, or put something over where you sleep so that your head and chest are basically above your waist by about 10 to 20 centimeters, and it should help gravity do its magic. Okay, so moving on to tip number 3, reduce the pressure on your belly area. More pressure means more acid is going to go up the food pipe, causing those symptoms. So here's what you need to do. So first of all, you need to avoid wearing tight fitting clothes. It's going to push up the acid and cause those symptoms. Secondly, if you are overweight, consider reducing weight. This is going to help reduce all that pressure and reduce that acid going up. Now let's move on to tip number 4. In terms of food and drinks, I always recommend little and often. Don't have heavy meals, it's going to make acid reflux worse. Also, avoid food and drinks at least 3 hours before bedtime. This is really going to help. In terms of foods, peppermint, caffeine, tomatoes, chocolate, all of these are well known to make acid reflux worse. So you may want to cut down or reduce them entirely. And moving on to tip number 5, certain medication can make acid reflux worse. Common culprits, NSAIDs like aspirin, ibuprofen. Also medications like diazepam, theophylline, calcium channel blockers like amlodipine, nifedipine. All of these can make acid reflux worse. So the best advice I'd give you is definitely don't stop taking these medicines if your healthcare professional has prescribed them for you, but definitely have a word with them about the acid reflux symptoms that you might be getting from it. They might be able to prescribe you something else or give you some medications such as antacids, PPIs, stuff like that to help with the acid reflux symptoms. So I really hope you find this information helpful. I will leave loads of red flags in the description below. With acid reflux, it's really important that you're aware of these red flags on when to seek medical attention, okay? Always remember you're awesome, and I really hope these tips help you. I'll see you next week.